I'm always stuck for space in my workshop, but it's usually best if you can to batch make things. So instead of making one new wagon for wood chips, I made two of them at the same time. And I know I've shown building one of these wagons before, but I filmed it all again anyway to give me the opportunity to discuss this whole wood chip wagon project thing one more time. These are the wooden bearing blocks, 2 for each axle, soaked in old engine oil and then left to drain. I also made 2 big wooden frames, complete with through bolts that run right through from one end to the other, and 2 small wooden frames for the tops of the wagons, and 4 sub-frames that will hold the bearings, and 8 plywood trapdoors with hinges on. Sandra Kay and I bent 4 sheets of steel mesh.
Ready? Ready?
And Will and I cut 8 slices off a length of pipe.
Oh, wouldn't want to do too many, but that was pretty good.
That's pretty efficient going. A lot quicker than last time.
Yeah.
And the CNC plasma cutter cut out all the other parts needed to make wheels. It has taken a while to develop this wheel design, but now that we've made a few and they seem to work, we can just get on with it. Lots of lengths of pipe were needed too, and a few other bits and pieces. And then it was time to assemble everything. You probably think I've been very lazy because it's all taking so long, but in fact I've been very busy for the last 3 months harvesting and planting garlic. So it's been very hard to find time to do anything at all on the railway. But the garlic's nearly finished now, so progress may speed up again. Or not, depending what other distractions turn up.
Take 2. It's only 2.5 in there, in the shot now. Okay, go.
Meanwhile, I did think seriously about changing the design for these wagons. There were so many interesting suggestions made in the comments in the previous videos, and of course I read them all. The best contender was for a front opening door and some way of tipping up the wagon. The advantage would be that the floor could be lower, but I'd need 2 extra frames, one to make the door and one to fit the door into, so I decided that the extra work wouldn't be worth the possible benefits. And I still think this original design with its trapdoor floor will work fine. Yes, they need to empty down through the rails into some sort of receptacle, but there is a natural drop-off place already above the drying tunnel that I haven't shown you yet that I can use, so I don't need to dig a big hole or anything. And of course, the main purpose of these wagons is to enable the wood chips inside to dry. Open mesh sides in a dry, airy tunnel is all you need to turn wet chips into dry fuel. And making these drying crates on wheels means I only need to handle them once. Yes, I could use a tractor and a trailer or something to bring up the chips to the drying tunnel and then dump them on the ground and hope that they dried like that. But even if they did dry properly, I'd then have to reload them to move them to the kiln. So these wagons are not just for drying them or for moving them, they're for doing both jobs. The only thing I might change in the future is the thickness of the axles. They do spring up a little under the weight of the load. Oh, and the reason I can't use these 2 new wagons yet, I just haven't built enough track in the polytunnel. I can't move the first one out of the way yet because the track's too short. So I better get on with that next.